Neymar as the pick. And then we have DK, first pick Maokai, Annie Varus, Sivir, Victor, Lee Sin. Lee Sin. Wither picked Lee Sin. What a psychopath. Alright, so we're gonna watch some D plus games. That's what's up today. D plus versus Liv Sandbox. Let's take a look at this one.
Tibbers is
Let's take a look at Willow. What's my man? How did he pull off a Lee Sin in such a game? No less against Maokai. Yeah, Tamkench is fine here, let's be honest, it's okay. But maybe you should run Cleanse here on Tam. No joke. I think Cleanse Tamkench could be interesting here. We went Ignite. Single Tenacity with only Unflinching. Okay, they get the ward down, no sweeper. A trick that you guys can use is that if you base without placing your ward, you have sweeper already level 1. Another thing, you can do it the other way around too. You can start sweeper and you can base and then get a ward and you'll have ward instantly without using sweep. But here in this case, Maokai is doing Raptors, so he doesn't lose a lot of time. Showmaker didn't go for the XP because it was too late. Is the music volume good for you guys? Fleet Footwork Showmaker. It's interesting. I've seen Fleet now, and I've seen... I guess maybe the idea is that he just gets Tenacity like this. He just wants Tenacity, and then he doesn't want to buy Mercs in this game. Which kind of makes sense, right? There's a lot of CC. He gets Tenacity rune, and he gets Cut Down. Which is a very big deal, right, for Victor. Cut Down is a very nice rune. You get Presence of Mind as well. And yeah, it doesn't sound too bad, honestly. Like, you always have to think about what you gain in the case where, you know, you have a specific choice. Same thing with the Road of Ages conversation, right? It's like the Road of Ages conversation is like, you need to understand what you're losing. It's like everyone's always talking about what you're gaining, but you need to understand what you're losing in comparison. And the conversation with Road of Ages is always you lose the ability haste, you also lose the potential of going Soak Shoes, unless you're going to have a ability haste free build, which is not super easy. Yeah, sometimes to compensate for Road of Ages, right, you can go Transcendence, but in a lot of the cases where you are running a build, like let's say Road of Ages on Silas, most of the time you're going to go Inspiration into Resolve just to be more durable in lane, right? Victor, Silas' early lane phase is where he's weak. That's where you need to gain advantage. Okay, Will is just fighting. Okay, not a big deal. Has Smite, gets the crab. Closer also has TP into Flash Ghost. Like, this is a very greedy summon spell choice, because I don't like it into Silas specifically, because he can get one base on off of you, and I think if Silas has too much freedom in lane, if he's allowed to have push, you know, he is allowed to have prio, he's simply too strong in early fights. And I think that if you don't punish Silas early, he will have a great time. Everything is good, Lucis Leon, thank you very much. Okay. Sivir Tamkins really takes me back. Most releasing can just do Drake for free, no problem. Both Prio Gap. Tam is not really doing anything in this game. I think Tam Kench is kind of like living on a prayer in such a game. Okay, good timing gank here. I like it. Burla's walking downward and flashing. He looks dead on my screen still. Wow, that's crazy. He actually got out. He got out. Wow. Still pretty good for the top lane situation. I don't like here that Jax finishes boots. I think doing anything to delay your Divine Thunder in such a matchup really puts you behind the curve. I'm really not a big fan of this boots purchase. Cristiano Heraldo. HP bot saves lives, that's true, yeah. The HP bot was very clutch. Yeah, we will I will co-stream tomorrow. I will co-stream tomorrow, LCS tomorrow. Probably alone, yeah. Maybe join Dom or something like this, we will see. Hey, Vico. For sure we're gonna do co-streams. Today I'm just chilling and doing my personal research, and I'm broadcasting it for everybody. But today I'm just doing my research. I think this Tahm Kench is looking very rough. Yeah, I'm doing it solo sometimes. It's kind of spontaneous, so it's hard to give you a straight up answer, you know. So most of the time, like me chilling with my homies is very spontaneous. Hey, Mickey. I think here he should have ulted the other direction, because I think he wins here. I actually think he wins the all-in, even if Jax tries to commit here with the ult. That's cool, Shy Cody. You're always welcome. Okay, Tom is putting in work. This was his first positive move. Okay, Closer survives, which is a miracle. Oh, he dies. Wow, Willer. Oh, the shield. Oh. Oh, what a disaster. Let's watch this again. So Closer, I think he's committing from the wrong angle. So Closer, when you are in this position, right, around mid, you need to connect through here. You guys see where my mouse is? You need to connect through here. Like him trying to connect through there is just, he's just a liability here. He should just be trapping here because his team leashed Drake. He's trying to do two things at the same time. He's trying to be ready for mid and he's trying to be ready for Drake. And it's very greedy. And I think his position here is definitely like hurting them. Imagine Closer was just here in this bush, hiding in fog. Oh yeah, you discuss itemization. It's a very simple thing. Yeah, you should buy this item here. Oh, okay. And then it's like, the reason you buy this item is because of this and this, and you need to understand that the pattern of the game here is that you need to kill this person, and you're only going to be hitting this person, or sometimes you're playing games where, oh, you need to flash on enemy AD carry, you need to buy burst, you can't buy LDR because you're not going to win a DPS race. You know, those are conversations that occur, yes. Yeah, the main thing here is you comparing the comps. Liv Sandbox should be stronger when the third Drake spawns. If somehow by the fourth Drake they match 2 core and Liv Sandbox is not on 3 core, then I think the blue side just scales better in this game. Yeah, the issue here is that you can't categorize all pros the same way. It's like the reason people buy things can be very different. It's not black and white. And that part is important. Banshee's Veil is an interesting buy, to say the least. Didn't necessarily feel that Closer needed a defensive item on second. Sometimes I wonder if even Silas players should just buy Archangel in some games. But I think probably you have to go either Banshee or Zonia's on second into Deathcap Void. That's probably the build. And the other crazy thing would be if you go just Deathcap. Like imagine you go Fiendish Codex into Deathcap. Like Fiendish Codex into Deathcap Void. That honestly sounds pretty damn good. Otherwise I think you just need to buy a defensive item into Deathcap Void for Closer. Closer is very tanky here. They are using a lot of tools for the wrong person. Yeah, Showmaker needs to tether together with his team. He's posturing wrong, and then his position becomes very bad. Like he just left himself behind. He needs to commit into here. Obviously, the fact that Damwon are committing, it's like I mentioned before, right? Fighting on third Drake with these conditions, it's just red side composition is very strong here. Very strong. Very strong. You don't want to put yourself in this position. You do not. It's just that this is the point where Varus is the strongest, and Sivir will definitely catch up later on in the game. I think Sivir though buying Navori here I think is wrong. I think that she should be buying Infinity Edge. Here in this game DPS is very important. The IE damage would do very well for her. Yeah, here Showmaker just griefed, and then Damwon also griefed by trying to commit on this Silas, but fundamentally the idea is very bad. I think off of this Liv Sandbox probably should have pressured Nash after the Victor kill. Maokai had no ult. I think they can just burn Nash very easily. Liv Sandbox after this third Drake, I think they shouldn't slow themselves down. It's like right now they have 2 core on everybody important, and almost 3 core finished on Varus. They need to leverage their strength and really finish the game in this window. And the way you do so is you force Nash. You really have to pressure Nash and invite a fight. This is the only way you're going to make Damwon fight. If you're ping-ponging waves, even contesting enemy jungle is very hard against Maokai. You're going to lose HP. You need to just push them out, and then after pushing them out on mid, you just start Nash. Let's see how Liv Sandbox convert. Another issue here is that Damwon actually have this top tier 3 alive, so Victor can clear some of these waves before they cross a certain point, so they can easily defend their top side quadrant. I live sandbox. You know, honestly, after the fight and Varus getting the kill, you can also play for just soul point. The most important thing is you have to leverage your strength. You can't let Severe get away with getting 3 items. That's the most important thing. At this point, you can just play Drake and finish up the soul. I think with the top tier 1 being alive, it's not super easy to pressure Nash. Alright. No Drake is spawning. Yeah, good Maokai saplings placed here. It closes level 16. I think in a case, like I mentioned before, that you should have aimed towards death cap, right? But Void is a perfectly fine buy here too. 3 items Varus, 3 items Silas. They're just ahead on the curve. Like there's absolutely no way that Damwon actually win. No way. Very, very good economy management here by Live Sandbox. I like what I saw in this game. I like the Void buy because even though Death Cap probably is better to finish Death Cap, like he probably would have 2 large rods and Void is just better than 2 large rods, right? Look at Burdul now on his position. Very good undermining the opposition. Very nice Live Sandbox pre-placed pinks, right, to make sure that this flank is available. Like they need to break the enemy by flanking them, right? That's how you break apart champions like Sivir. And look at Burdul. He's a magician. But we saw him here. He walked around and then he queued over the wall. Wow. That is really, really well played by Burdul. Very nice. Very nice. I'll save that timestamp actually. Very nice. He queued over the wall, guys. He went here like fucking James Bond. And now he shows up. And our closer is very tanky and he stuns. It's like his timing was a bit off. But it's not a big issue. Like he went with the Maokai timing, right? And Canyon has no business. Like he's trying to steal the Drake, right? But it's just desperation. This is gonna... Now the soul... Cloud Soul is one of the most underappreciated souls in the game. And not because of some stupid ass statistic that it doesn't matter at all because it's such a small sample size. More about the fact that 15% move speed is insane. 15% move speed is so much. 15% move speed permanently in fights, allowing you to dodge spells. Like basically move speed is an extension of range. If you think about it. It's a lot easier to space when you have higher range. You can dodge abilities, you can run away from saplings. The move speed is a very strong stat, but it's not tangible in terms of how you can measure it, right? I always thought Jhin had higher range than he did, probably because of his MS. Yeah, that's like a good example, right? The move speed, it's like being allowed to push you forward, auto, and move away. Like, that's a big deal. Honestly, Live Sandbox, the way they position for fights and how they punish is really nice. Like, Live Sandbox is super legit, man. This was a very clean victory. Very well played. They back off. They are not rushing at all. Burdul again, he's fishing. Yamato sounds so bored. Nah, I'm just conservative with my energy. What do you think is better versus Annie? Exhaust or cleanse? Cleanse. Like exhaust is not bad, but it's going to be very hard for you to exhaust the initial damage of Tibbers. Like, very hard. Why is Annie meta? She got a very big buff on her E, which allows her to just be relevant. She also got a nice buff on her passive, the fact that it's there every time she spawns and is in the fountain. That's super nice. Very good quality of life buff. Just the E change. She has a lot of utility, and you know, it's like Annie is a champion that forces itemization. That's a very, very important metric, guys. Could you explain the Udy's lack of presence in pro play? Not really, no, I can't. I think Udyr should have received play, especially on some of the previous patches where he was very strong. He's getting nerfs almost every patch, so. Like in 13-1, Udyr, I think, is one of the strongest junglers in the patch, together with Maokai. And I think he was good into Wukong, good into Vi, good into Seju. Like, he was just great, I think. Very surprised that he didn't get played. Insanely surprised. Yeah, this track is... it's okay, not that sad. Deft needs to use sums just like that. That's rough. Yeah, Battle Burning Flash like this, it's very important that they convert bottom side into some kind of lead. Willarded Raptor into Blue Gromp, I like that. Very good to avoid the invade. Closer is in danger of getting dove, so Maokai needs to hover. Pretty sure Samira is very strong in some spots. This is still good conditions of the game. Hamidang level 1, Jin level 1. It's like Kellen and Deft are level 3 here. Like, I have no clue what has been going on, but like Kale and Envy have been walking around way too much to defend. So Elise has already done her job, you know. She doesn't need to be diving here. Yeah, Canyon is kind of running it down. Wow. Crazy, guys. Canyon just ran it down. You got so much value already, you know? from the Elise. She needed to just continue her clear, do the bot-side crab, top-side crab, maybe invade top-side with Azir Prio, because Yon was fucked. There was so many ways Elise could just convert that. But now Kayle got first base Giant spot somehow. You know, at least like E to the mini wave and flash out through your homies, something. Very bad. Honestly, the day after leg days, and then I go to gym, I always feel so tired, guys. I feel so tired. Always after leg days, and then following up, I did chest and shoulders today, and I am so mellow, you know, so tired in a good way, you know, no anxiety. Whatever comes in the future will be good, and is good. And the Burdle really likes the CDI shoes. Currently down with a cold, so the chill vibes here are much needed. I hope that you will get better soon, and I hope that you will celebrate your good health after sickness. Use it as a blessing to remind you of how great it is to be healthy. I wish you a speedy recovery, tense man. Well, my heart rate is in the negatives right now, bro. Did you quit pro coaching or just taking some time out? No, just taking some time out. During my time off, I've received 3 offers from major regions. But I am a well-fed tiger. I am okay. I will wait for my time to strike when necessary and when it feels the most appropriate. Thank you, Miguel. Honestly, Willer has been so damn good every game I'm watching him. Willer is on crack, dude. Willer's on crack. I love Live Sandbox. Okay. Kalista Harvard and even the Varos. Whoa. Shit, bro. That's way too dank, dude. Oh, I fucking fell over. like I was way too comfortable. Well, I really appreciate the patience of Live Sandbox here. You know, even though they are 40 CS behind them, but keep in mind this is a Callista ADC, right? And Heimerdinger went for scaling runes. He has boots and runes, right? Okay, Burdul is down. Yeah, the CDR shoes are strange because you don't get anything in terms of combat stats. And you really delay your Divine Sunderer. Just 20 ability haste doesn't seem so attractive to me. And the Summoner Spell haste is also not that big of a deal. Yeah, Canyon has been a liability this game. The fact that Live Sandbox got the skill on Elise and converted it into a Drake with this bottom side is very bad. I think Canyon has played very poor. Not only by his standards. By anyone's standards. Girl, I'm standing next to a mountain. Doo-doo-doom-doom. I chop it down with the edge of my axe. Dum-dum. Dum-dum-dum-dum. Right, we're just clearing the wave. I think shit, I should just tank that. Okay. They got the wave. They press B. Goodbye. Goodbye. No Yumu's finished. On Jin. He didn't have anything in base, honestly. Very poor. We have Mythics finished on top side, so. Varus is not like Varus Callista are not like that much stronger in a fight, even though the CS numbers might look scary. They are not that much stronger. Everything else around them matters more. Why Lethality Gen over crit? I don't really get it. Yeah, it's when you're playing games where you're a lot more spellcast focused, like this one. Lethality Gen does some work. It's not bad. Like he's not gonna really basic attack anybody this game. No, is he? This game will come down to bullets they can pass. Dinar and hit. Jin will never be strong enough in such a game to ever trade basic attacks with anybody. Okay. Yon is farming freely here though, so this is perfectly fine. Kinda queuing there. Okay, never mind. Thought the fact that he queued would actually put the Jax in range to queue, but I don't think Jax had E ready. Aren't you better off picking a different ADC then? Well, here they picked Jhin because they wanted to just match something into the Varus for the lane phase. But then Damwon really indexed hard by picking Kalista, right? So Jhin loses some of his value. The issue is, when we think of other AD carries into Varus and no support showing, it's not super easy to pick an AD carry that's going to survive well. Keep in mind, they've picked Varus and Kalista, very strong lane phase champions that will be weaker as the game progresses. So maybe if they had a different ADC that might be on paper more useful, Jhin still functions with low economy and he does well in lane. So that is what this choice means here, really. Because if you think of other ADCs, what other ADC should we pick, right? Caitlyn was out, Ashe is out. I think Lucianami would be in trouble against such a lane, and them being behind is really not what you want. But here, Jhin is behind. It's like he will contribute. A Draven lane wouldn't be good. Yeah, like of course you can slam a little Draven, but it's very player specific, right? So Draven, even though Draven is really good, and I frankly believe Draven is really OP, not everyone can play it, right? Like, not everyone could just slam a Draven 1-2. It's not only that Draven's hard to play, it's just that Draven is a team champ. Right? It's a team champ. Was that Bleach OST? Could have been, maybe. Yeah, it's from Bleach, yeah. Nice, huh? Cool song. I'm doing good. Does Ezreal lose lane harder? Yes, it's much harder with Ezreal. His Qs are not enough to farm. I like that we see a full-on commitment to the build from Maokai. I was surprised that people just stopped. Like, we had a solid 2 weeks of no Leandri's Maokai showing up. I was very surprised. Like, why? Just go for it. Honestly, also the mana is nice. You low-key go Aum when you're throwing saplings on cooldown. So the mana is nice. No problem, Rose. Days like these I just use to study, you know. I study, and if you guys ask me questions, it's like it forces me to think about things again, you know. No, just a quiet stream. I am recovering after some tough gym sessions. I'm not sick. I just feeling a bit nappy, you know. I'm having a hard time hitting my macros. I'm having a hard time hitting my macros, and I can definitely feel like food coma's hitting, you know. It's like I ate like 3 eggs, I ate everything. Is lethality the best build on Jhin now? I think in most games I see and come across lethality Jhin does look pretty good. Which AD loses the lane most gracefully? So that's a very tough question to answer, because it's like asking what is the best type of bear, and that question isn't entirely subjective, because the circumstances really matter, right? It's like some people might say grizzly bear, some people might say brown bear, polar bear, but they have their benefits in certain situations. Black bear beats Battlestar Galactica. No, but the point is, it's like which AD loses the lane most gracefully? It depends on the matchup, right? Cocaine bear, volley bear, Daft Punk. Yes. It's like some things are better against others than others, right? So, for example, against Caitlyn, I think something that can lose gracefully is Ezreal and Sivir. But picking Ezreal against Kalista, that's not going to be graceful at all. Or playing Sivir against Kalista is not graceful at all. Varus, Jhin, Ezreal into Draven can be good, but then like Draven is a lot stronger into Sivir Kalista. So it's like a rock paper scissors system that is right there. I like here as well, in preparation, it's like Live Sandbox seem to be very aware of when they are stronger, when they are weaker. I like that so much. It's like you can see how their whole gameplay pattern just shifts the moment Yone has Infinity Edge Shield Bow, and Jax also has Spear of Mombasa. Yeah, I think in solo queue Ezreal is very safe, because I don't think that there's gonna be any Kalista players that are gonna be punishing you, right? And there's not gonna be any players like that. I really like this from Live Sandbox. Very good gameplay. I think Riot is doing like 13.4, the changes that are coming to support items. I think that will already be a big deal. It just goes without saying, right, that the range supports will always be better at an elite level than they are on a higher level. But I think I feel like support meta is still already very rock, paper, scissory. What I mean with that is that there's counters to everything. It's not super easy to blind support right now, I would say. Besides maybe Ashe support. And it's very AD dependent. It's like you can of course still blind some combos, but there's good things to pick into everything. What's a counter to Garen? Counter to Garen. I would say Camille. Camille should be good. Maybe Camille, yeah. Quinn. What is counter to Garen? Yeah, Camille sounds pretty rough for Garen. Yeah, Camille. If you want to be like really annoying, you can play Vayne. You can play Kayle. I don't think that Garen can pressure you hard enough before the key levels. Honestly, I'm really liking Live Sandbox. Like, this was a bit nutty, right? What they tried to do, but I get the idea. And I like the fact that they're bold